Hello and welcome back again. I've just received in the mail this very well labeled box from Cool Mini or Not, and it is the animation collection, which is a really interesting one. It's it's they're doing a lot of IP games. So this one has Scooby-Doo, Teen Titans, and Looney Tunes. So they did a pretty cool Kickstarter with all three of these games available, and they there's two different types of games, and then there's Teen Titans and Looney Tunes are their mayhem system, and then they have this Scooby-Doo one, which is something else. And here we are. So we'll just pull these boxes out. Very well packed. There's the extras. So I believe a lot of these CMON ones are usually packed at the factory. And then this one got distributed from Etherworks here in Australia. Alright, so can we see all these? So we've got Teen Titan Go. This is the extras, all the Kickstarter extras. This is the base game, and you can see the figures in this one are painted, which is an unusual thing for Cool Mini or Not, but they have done it on other games before. And here's the Looney Tunes ones. There's the base set. You get your 4 characters, and it's kind of like a fighting game. So you get to choose which one of your characters you are, and then you go on a sort of a little modular map. And here's the Scooby-Doo board game, which is the deluxe edition. So why don't we'll just open this one first and see what Scooby-Doo has going for it. Now, the Scooby-Doo ones also are all painted. And during the course of the Kickstarter, all three of these games got a pretty decent amount of exclusive Kickstarter stretch goals. Man, oh man. This plastic is tighter than normal. There we go. It's always tricky. You want to tear the plastic. You also don't want to mark up your box, because that would be dumb. Alright, so let's have a look. Can we see that all right there? Yeah. Alright, so the box itself is really cool. This is not the retail edition of this game. The retail edition of the box is different. So you've got some raised lettering there, and just kind of a cool matte finish, and lots of scary Scooby-Doo characters. I mean, I don't know if you think they're scary or not, but all the classic ghosts, or many of them, because that show went on for a long time. So here's the rule book, and just very cool. There's some punch boards. It really, they've really captured the animation style of the cartoon. There's your player board, which, yeah, the quality with the Cool Mini or Not games is always top notch. I mean, there are some games, companies that go a bit further with it, but as compared to the sort of the standard straight to retail stuff, the Cool Mini or Not games are really great. So here's our cards. That opens up a lot easier than the outside. The box, that's good. And these are, I've made this mistake before and said things are matte finish when they're linen finish, but these are definitely matte finish. These are your monsters. There's quite a few in the set, and you've got like the Mystery Machine is your character cards. Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, Fred, Velma. What did I just drop? There she is, Velma. Daphne, and Scrappy-Doo. I'm pretty sure Scrappy was a little bit of a Kickstarter add-on there. And here's some little mini cards that have to do with the mechanics of the game, which you'll forgive me, I bought this game over a year ago, so I can't remember exactly how it works. Also, like, you know, my kids at the time were super into all three of these things. Not so much into Looney Tunes, but then when the Pledge Manager came out, they were into Looney Tunes, so I added the Looney Tunes pack on as well. The thing with the Cool Mini or Not Games Kickstarters is if you don't jump on with the Kickstarter, you generally can still get the game, but you're not going to get nearly as much content, especially with the miniatures. And that's not so bad, because a lot of the Kickstarter extras they generally make sure that it's not mechanically important to the game, so you can live without them, but it always does add a little bit more variety. And so it's sort of a gamble. Is this game going to be fun enough that it's worth paying extra for to get all the extra stuff? Or is it better off just being the base set? And then, of course, there's always add-ons to worry about. So these days, I usually go ahead and get a Kickstarter if I really like the look of a game, especially from Cool Mini or Not. And I tend to avoid getting the add-ons because oftentimes the game itself is good enough without them. And a lot of, you get the little expansions and things. Look at that. So this is one of the Kickstarter extras. It's this plastic mystery machine. Very cool. There's Scooby-Doo. So these miniatures are really nice. They're much bigger than your standard Cool Mini or Not miniature. And they feel like a lighter material. Very stiff though. But the painting is perfect. Am I holding these up in the right place? I always do that. I hold it like out of view. This is can we see it? Yeah, there's Shaggy. Velma. Cool. And then, yeah, here's a couple of the monsters. And if you're a Scooby-Doo fan, you'll know who all these guys are. I actually was never a huge fan, to be honest. But my kids love the show. How did he fit in there? Or is he on this side? There he goes. And then even more. Here's Scrappy. Dun, 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 dun. And look at this. Yeah, so there's the witch. The pirate. I don't know. Redbeard, I guess he was. I can't remember the names. He looks like a Redbeard to me. This one is really cool. This one is like the one that I always remember from watching the cartoons. So the kid is the glowing bathysphere ghost. And here's this space skeleton. I don't know what. Yeah, they all have names. Oh, if you're a Scooby-Doo fan, you must hate me right now because I'm getting everything wrong. Really cool though. I'm really actually pretty impressed. And there's 2 empty slots for, I'm guessing, for stuff that you would have gotten if I had gotten a little bit more. Ah, that's right. There was an add-on you could get with what's that guy's name? He's like a villain. From the racing, from the old racing cartoons. So there it is. So that's Scooby-Doo Deluxe Edition. I'm really impressed with the quality of it. The game looks fun. It's designed to be simple, but not overly simple. So it's meant to have a bit of replayability. All right, so now let's get into these Mayhem games because they are super interesting. So here's the base set of the Looney Tunes. Again, they've used some very stiff vacuum seal plastic. There we go. Ooh. I've been doing this thing lately. It's very odd. Maybe it looks better, but they've got a sheet of paper there. All the CMON ones have been coming like that. Instead of the regular back of the box, which is there, they've got a piece of paper on it. I think they're doing that. It must look nicer inside the shrink wrap, is my guess on that. Instead of having the seam all the way around. But I really don't know. So this is a new one that they've done. They put these windows on the box. Haven't compromised quality there though. So I haven't seen that on a Cool Mini or Not game before. So here's your game board tokens. So you make just this little map out of these little hex pieces. And each location has like a special ability that's available. Gain 1 Acme token, take the VIP if both your tunes are here. So you move your tune, I think you have 2 tunes each as a player. You have a starting spot and you just sort of go around the board, and each tune has their own special ability. And here's, I think this is the mayhem dice. And each location has like a special thing that can activate. I'm liking these dice actually. They're real chunky. So I'm thinking this game is going to be pretty fun. But we'll have to wait and see. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So here we have the player boards. He's got Bugs Bunny, he's got Slingshot, Tornado in a Box, hopping around. It's double-sided. Interesting. An A and a B side. Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, Tasmanian Devil. And here's the rule book. The rule book is actually a bit more to it, quite a bit more to it than the Scooby-Doo rule book. So it's a more complicated game than I initially thought. And here's all the tokens, the punchboard tokens. So I guess the idea with this game is you're supposed to be really chaotic and fun and very feeling like you're playing the cartoon. Which, of course, we all know the Looney Tunes are very loony. All right, Daffy Duck, who was always my favorite, to be honest. Looks like the orange paint didn't go on as well on that black background as the Scooby-Doo paint jobs were perfect. Bugs is looking well, though. Tasmanian Devil. So these are the characters that come in just the base set of the game. If you bought this at retail, this is what you would get. And then there's a whole nother box for the Kickstarter extras. And there was a couple of expansions that you could get to get more characters, like Sylvester and Tweety. But I didn't end up getting those. Rocket Roller, Move, and something with a little figure. So very nice, clear writing and iconography. I think once this game is learned, it's pretty straightforward. And you see, 2 black, 2 white. That's how you divide up your team. So whoever's playing, you choose your characters, and you put your colored token on them, and you're good to go. All right, so let's see what's in the expansion box, the Kickstarter exclusives box. So this one has Foghorn Leghorn, Babs Bunny, what's his name? Yosemite Sam, Marvin the Martian, Pepe Le Pew, Speedy Gonzales, Porky Pig, and is it Fiona the Cat? Phoebe the Cat? Something like that. So this one didn't have the backing on it. It's interesting. So this is I'm pretty sure that this is all Kickstarter exclusive content. So you've got your character cards. Well, that's interesting. So there's the character cards, and here's a little special rule for Pepe and Marvin. But there's our characters. Yosemite Sam, Pepe Le Pew, Penelope, Speedy Gonzales, Foghorn Leghorn, Porky Pig, Lola Bunny, and Marvin the Martian. And there's a special rules for the game for Pepe Le Pew and for Marvin. Marvin the Martian doesn't fight alone. He brings his trusty dog, K9, to the mayhem. So there, and there's K9, as represented by a token. And a token for Pepe Le Pew. I have to remove this tape again. Or do I? No, there's no tape. Oh, there it is. Oh, tape. There's Marvin the Martian. Oh, he's looking pretty good. Speedy Gonzalez, very nice sculpting. Again, these are much bigger miniatures than what you see from other CMON, most other miniature games where they're doing the 32 millimeter heroic scale, as it's called. There's Pepe Le Pew, otherwise known as the Polecat. And here's poor Penelope, who's accidentally got a white stripe on her back, but she's not a skunk, she's a cat. That's all, folks. Should have picked him up last. And Babs from Space Jam 1 and 2. All right, so I'll put that back in there. Very cool. Man, and I'm not even done yet. There's more. That's just 2 of the 3 games. Now we got Teen Titans Go, which of all of these is actually a show that I like. And because it's funny. Not that I go out of my way to watch it, but I was enjoying it when the kids were into it because it wasn't horrible. Although I used to like Looney Tunes just fine. Come on, there we go. Took a little bit of doing. And there we go. This is the base set for Teen Titans Go. Now this game has the same exact mechanics, I believe, as the Looney Tunes. It's a new system that they've invented called the Mayhem game system. So you've got, on the base set, you've got Cyborg, why can't I remember her name? Raven, Robin, and gosh, what am I doing with, my memory's not so good anymore. Starfire. And then we've got our things, same thing, tokens, cards, the big Mayhem dice, these 4 dice, and your player cards. Robin, again, double-sided. Oh, not double-sided. Well, that is interesting. Raven, Cyborg. So Cyborg has a flamethrower and body armor. Starfire has I-beams and superhuman strength. Staff meeting and hero reflexes. +2 damage, stun target. Telekinesis spellbook. And here's that rulebook and their own set of punch boards that have to do with their special, and what do you call it for the game? Should we take these guys out? Yes, of course we should. Stop those dice there for a second so we can get around this tape. Like so many cartoon shows, Teen Titans Go came out. People didn't like it because it was funny, and then they had learned to love it because it was so funny. But the original, not the original, but most of the Teen Titans shows and comic book shows that come out are, want to be very serious. But the Teen Titans Go is not serious. That's pretty awesome. No, I love these. The minis are probably my favorite so far. Although I have to say the Scooby-Doo ones are just so well done. I really like the way they look. All right, let's have a quick look at these hex tokens. Oh man, quick is not happening. Arrgh. There we go. It's just satisfying sound when that plastic pops. So here's all your locations around Batman. Jump City. Is it Jump City they live in? I think it is. Going back to Jump City. And then here's the Mayhem cards. Now, I believe there's no reason to think you shouldn't be able to play the Looney Tunes and Teen Titan Go games together because it is the same game system. So I might have to try that. Although, I mean, they're not the same. They're totally different IP. But I mean, it's Teen Titans Go certainly would allow for just about anything like that to happen. So I wouldn't it wouldn't be too much of a stretch. And of course, Looney Tunes is Looney Tunes. It's open to anything. Yeah, these boxes are really nice quality. This, of course, is very prone to damage, but just needs to be treated with care. All right, last box. Now, this one's cool because Beast Boy is in it, and he has all 4 of his forms. So it makes me think that perhaps, I can't remember if these are Kickstarter exclusive extras or not, because it would be a shame if you weren't able to get Beast Boy without having backed the Kickstarter. But they have done that before with other games, so it's no reason not to think they might do that again. So it's just an extra bunch of characters. Beast Boy, Deathstroke, whatever Raven's father's name is, this guy, and Jinx, I think her name is. And here's some special Beast Boy rules, because he can, of course, Beast Boy can transform into animals. So he's got his different animal forms. And here are their Trigon, that's his name. Deathstroke, Jinx, and Mammoth. Superhuman strength, invulnerability. Interesting. Here's some little special cards just for Beast Boy, which are his animal forms. T-Rex, Gorilla, Cheetah. Indigo. And there's the big base. Some big bases for Beast Boy's T-Rex form, of course. No extra punch boards here. A little bit of tape to deal with. And for some reason, these ones have all been wrapped in plastic. Let's just go straight for the big one now. Beast Boy's T-Rex form. Oh my goodness. That is just huge. Very cool. Now imagine being able to just put that on the game board. There's his cheetah form. Very cool. Here's Mammoth. So I'm not sure why these ones are wrapped in plastic. I'm guessing they were worried about the paint rubbing off in transit. Wow. These are the chunkiest miniatures ever. So here's Beast Boy in just his normal human form. Beast Boy. Looking good. And here's his gorilla form. And here's Jinx. Very cool. And of course, Deathstroke. And his swords have gone a bit bendy, as tends to happen with swords. And you will have seen Deathstroke in the Teen Titans movie if you had watched it. And there it is. The animation collection from Cool Mini or Not. They're just very interesting direction that they've been going in over the last couple of years. You know, they used to do games with sort of sneaky homage characters because they couldn't get the legal rights to use Kill Bill and things like that for their Zombicide games. And now they're releasing games that they've done a deal with DC and Hanna-Barbera and Warner Brothers. I think Time Warner owns all of that stuff. So they've done a deal with them and have been able to make just the game with the original IP, not an homage, not a spoof, just the actual characters with, you know, the great mechanics and the great sculpting and quality of product that they are known for. All right, so that's it. That's the animation collection from Cool Mini or Not. If you've liked this video, please feel free to click the like button and subscribe for more videos. And if there's anything that you wanted to have a closer look at, please put a comment below and tell me what you are missing. And of course, I will be eventually reviewing all these games on our podcast, Hot Game Magnet. You can find us on Facebook under Hot Game Magnet. You can also find us on iTunes and hotgamemagnet.com. Oh, and Instagram. All right. Well, thank you for your time. Until next time, have a lovely day.